Yes, welcome to the class, and today we are going to start reading about the teachings of Queen Kunti and Lord's wonderful activities. I hope you can see this is chapter number 14, and we are going to continue our reading from tomorrow where we had left. So, Lord Krishna's wonderful activities. Gopi adade tvayi krittagsidamatavad या ते दृशार्षो कलीला जाना संभरामाकां तं वक्रं निन्याभया भावन्या स्थितिस्या स मां विमोहयति धीरपि यद्भिबेति कोऽपि यदादि त्वयि कृताग्सीदमात्वाद् ये ये ते दृशौ कलीलाज्ञानसम्भरामक्षम् वक्रं निन्याभया भवानया स्थिस्या स मां विमोहयति भियपिर्यद्भेति. So let us read the translation of the shloka. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes, overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you were afraid. Though you are though fear personified is afraid of you, this sight is bewildering to me. So here Kunti Maharani is telling that, my dear Lord Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense. Your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you were afraid. Though fear personified is afraid of you, this sight is bewildering to me. So here Srimati Kunti Maharani is telling about that how could the Supreme Personality of Lordhead be so much confusing when he could be tied up by Mother Yashoda, and although he was crying at that time, how at that time fear personified, which is a fear personified itself is afraid of him, how could Mother Yashoda bound him and he could cry in front of Mother Yashoda? This is very beautiful. Here is another explanation of the bewilderment created by the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the supreme in all circumstances. As already explained, he is a specific example of the Lord being the supreme and at the same time a plaything in the presence of his pure devotee. The Lord's pure devotee renders service unto the Lord out of unalloyed love only, and while discharging such devotional service, the pure devotee forgets the possession of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord also accepts the loving service of his devotee more relishably when the service is rendered spontaneously out of pure affection, without anything of reverential admiration. Generally, the Lord is worshipped by the devotees in a reverential attitude, but the Lord is meticulously pleased when the devotee, out of pure affection and love, considered the Lord to be less important than himself. The Lord's pastime in original abode, Golok Vrindavan, are exchanged In that spirit, the friends of Krishna considered him to be one of them. They do not consider him to be of reverential importance. The parents of the Lord, who are all pure devotees, consider him a child only. The Lord accepts the chastisements of the parents more cheerfully than the prayers of Vedic hymns. Similarly, he accepts the reproaches of his fiancés more palatably than the Vedic hymns. When Krishna was present in this material world to manifest his eternal pastimes of the transcendental realm, Golok Vrindavan, as an attraction for the people in general, he displayed a unique picture of subordination before his foster mother, Yashoda. The Lord, in his naturally childish, playful activities, used to spoil the stocked butter of Mother Yashoda. But by breaking the pots and distributing the contents to his friends and playmates, including the celebrated monkeys of Vrindavan who took advantage of the Lord's munificence, Mother Yashoda saw this, and out of her pure love, she wanted to make a show of punishment for her transcendental child. She took a rope and threatened the Lord that she will tie him up, as is generally done in ordinary household. Seeing the rope in the hands of Mother Yashoda, the Lord bowed down his head and began to weep just like a child, and tears rolled down his cheeks, washing off the black ointment smeared around his beautiful eyes. His very beautiful eyes. This picture of the Lord is adored by Kunti Devi because she is conscious of the Lord's supreme position. Feared, he is feared often by fear personified, yet he is afraid of his mother, who wanted to punish him just in an ordinary manner. Kunti was conscious of the exalted position of Krishna, whereas Yashoda was not. Mother Yashoda was not. Therefore, Yashoda's position was more exalted than Kunti's. Mother Yashoda got the Lord as her child, and the Lord made her forget altogether that the child was the Lord Himself. If Mother Yashoda had been conscious of the exalted position of the Lord, she would certainly have hesitated to punish the Lord. But she was made to forget this situation because the Lord wanted to make a complete gesture of childishness before the affectionate Yashoda. This exchange of love between the mother and the son was performed in a natural way, and Kunti, remembering the scene, was bewildered, and she could do nothing but praise the transcendental filial love. Indirectly, Mother Yashoda is praised for her unique position of love, for she could not control even the all powerful Lord as her beloved child. Haribol! Hari Hari Bol! This pastimes presents another opulence of Krishna, his opulence of beauty. Krishna has six opulences: all wealth, all strength, all influence, all knowledge, all renunciation, and all beauty. And it is also written in the first page of our Bhagavad Gita. The nature of Krishna is that he is greater than the greatest and smaller than the smallest. Anyor Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan. We offer obeisances to Krishna with awe, veneration, but no one comes to Krishna with a rope saying, Krishna, you have committed an offense. Now I shall bind you. Yet this is the purgative of the most perfect devotee, and Krishna wants to be approached in that way. So Krishna also likes our loving exchanges. Thinking of Krishna's opulence, Kunti Devi did not dare take the part of Yashoda, for although Kunti Devi was Krishna's aunt, she did not have the privilege to approach Krishna the way he was approached by Yashoda Mai, who was such an advanced devotee that she had the right to chastise the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That, that was Yashoda Mai's special prerogative. Kunti Devi was simply thinking of how fortunate was Yashoda Mai that she could threaten the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is feared even by fear personified. Dhirapi yadbhipeti. Who is not afraid of Krishna? No one. But Krishna is afraid of Yashoda Mai. This is the super excellence of Krishna. To give another example of such opulence, Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. Madan means Cupid. Cupid enchants everyone. But Krishna is known as Madan Mohan because he is so beautiful that he enchants even Cupid. Nonetheless, Krishna himself is enchanted by Srimati Radharani, and therefore Srimati Radharani is known as Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchanter of the enchanter of Cupid. Krishna is the enchanter of Cupid, and Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of that enchanter. These are very exalted spiritual understanding in Krishna consciousness. They are not fictional, imaginary, or concocted. They are facts, and every devotee can have the privilege to understand and indeed take part in Krishna's pastimes if he is actually advanced. So, we should not think that Krishna's privilege given to Mother Yashoda is not available to us. Everyone can have a similar privilege. If one loves Krishna as one's child, then one will have such a privilege, because the mother has the most love for child. Even in this material world, there is no comparison to a mother's love. For a mother's for a mother loves her child without any exception of return. Of course, although that is generally true, this material world is so polluted that a mother sometimes thinks, my child will grow up, become a man, and when he earns money, I shall get it very wrong. Thus, there is still some desire to get something in exchange. But while loving Krishna, there is no selfish feelings, for that love is unalloyed, free from all material gain. Anya Bilashita Shunyam. Wait a second, let me check. We should not love Krishna for some material gain. It is not that we should say, Krishna, give us our daily bread, then I shall love you. Krishna, give me this, give me that, then I shall love you. There should be no mercantile exchanges, for Krishna wants unalloyed love. When Krishna's mother when Krishna saw Mother Yashoda coming with a rope to bind him, he immediately became very much afraid, thinking, oh, mother is going to bind me. He began to cry, and tears washed the mascara from his eyes. Looking at his mascara with great respect, he appealed to her with feeling, yes, mother, I have offended you. Kindly excuse me. Then he immediately bowed his head. Kunti Devi appreciated this scene, for this was another of Krishna's perfections. Although he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he puts himself under the control of Mother Yashoda. In Bhagavad Gita 7.7, the Lord says, Mattah partaramam nay- nanyat kinchidastri dhananjaya matta parataramam nay- nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. My dear Arjun, there is no one superior to me. Yet, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to whom no one is superior, bows down to Mother Yashoda, except him, my dear mother. Yes, I am an offender. When Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna had become too much afraid of her, she also became disturbed. She did not actually want to suffer Krishna by her punishment. That was not her purpose, but it is a system still current in India. When a child creates too much of a disturbance, his mother may bind him up in one place. That is very common system. So Mother Yashoda adopted it. Jai Srila Prabhupada. This scene is very much appreciated by pure devotees, for it shows how much greatness there is in the Supreme Person who plays exactly like a perfect child. When Krishna plays like a child, he plays perfectly. When he plays as the husband of 16,000 wives, he plays perfectly. When he plays as the lover of the gopis, he plays perfectly. And as the friend of the cowherd boys, he also plays perfectly. The cowherd boys all depend on Krishna. Once they wanted to take fruit from a forest of palm trees, but there was a demon named Gardhabhasura. Gardhabhasura. So Gardhabasur, who wanted, who would not allow anyone to enter that forest. Therefore, Krishna's cowherd boyfriend said to Krishna, Krishna, we want to taste that fruit if you can arrange for it. Krishna immediately said yes. And he and Balram went into the forest where the demon was living with other demons who had taken the shape of asses. When the ass demons came to kick Krishna and Balram with their hind legs, Balram caught one of them and threw him into the top of the tree, and the demon died. Then Krishna Balram killed the other demons same way. Thus, their cowherd friends were very much obliged to them. How lovingly Krishna and Balram are kicking the Gadar Vasuras. Jai Krishna Balram. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Jagatasan Raj, and Gopal Krishna Prasad Maharaj. On another occasion, the cowherd boys were surrendered by fire. Oh Krishna Balram. Only you, Balram. On another occasion, the cowherd boys were surrounded by fire, not knowing anything else but Krishna. They immediately called for him, and Krishna was ready. Yes! Thus, Krishna immediately swallowed the whole fire. So, let me read again. On another occasion, the cowherd boys were surrounded by fire, not knowing anyone else but except Krishna. They immediately called for him, and Krishna was ready. Yes, thus Krishna immediately swallowed the whole fire. There were many demons that attacked the boys, and every day the boys would return to their mothers and say, Mother Krishna is so wonderful. My dear mother, Krishna is so wonderful. And they would explain that what had happened that day, and the mothers would say, Yes, our Krishna is wonderful. They did not know that Krishna is God, the Supreme Person. They only knew that Krishna is wonderful. That's all. And the more they perceived Krishna's wonderful activities, the more their love increased. Perhaps he may be a demigod, they thought. When Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, talked among his friends, the friends would talk about Krishna and say, "Oh, Nanda Maharaj, your child Krishna is wonderful." And Nanda Maharaj would respond, "Yes, I see that. Maybe he is some demigod." And even that was not certain. Maybe. Thus, the inhabitants of Vrindavan do not care who is God or who is not. They love Krishna. That's all. Those who think of analyzing Krishna to determine whether he is God or are not first class devotees. The first class devotees are those who have spontaneous love for him. How can we analyze Krishna? He is unlimited and therefore it is impossible. We have limited perception and our senses have limited potency. And so, how we can study Krishna? That is not possible at all. Krishna reveals himself to a certain extent, and that much is sufficient. We should not be like the Mayavadi philosophers who try to find God by speculative deduction. Neti neti, they say God is this, God is not that, but what God is, they do not know. Materialistic scientists also try to find the unlimited cause, but their process is the same. Not this, not that. As much as they advance, they will always find not this, not that. But what the ultimate cause is, they will never find. That is not possible. What to speak of finding Krishna? Materialistic scientists cannot properly understand even material objects. They are trying to go to the moon, but actually they do not know what it is. If they understand what the moon is, why do they come back here? If they knew perfectly what moon is, they would have resided there by now. They have been trying so hard for last 20 years to go there and stay, but but they are simply seeing, not this, not that. There are no living entities. There is no possibility of our living here. Thus, they can report on what is not on the moon, but they do not know what is there. No, they don't know. And this is the only planet or one star. According to the Vedic literature, the moon is regarded as a star. The scientists say that the stars are all suns. But according to Bhagavad Gita, the stars are of same nature as the moon. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Nakshatranam aham shashi. Of the stars, I am the moon. Thus, the moon is just like the many stars. Nakshatranam aham shashi. Of the stars, I am the moon. Thus, the moon is just like the many stars. What is the nature of the moon? It is bright because it reflects light from the sun. Therefore, although the scientists say that the stars are many suns, we do not agree. According to the Vedic calculation, there are innumerable suns, but in every universe there is only one. Okay. What we see in this universe, we are seeing imperfectly, and our knowledge is not perfect. We cannot count how many stars or planets there are. We cannot fully understand the material things existing around all of us. And therefore, how can we understand the Supreme Lord who created this universe? That is not possible. Therefore, in the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Panthastukoti sat Panthastukoti sata vatsara samparagyo mayo Vayoratapi manaso muni pungavanam soapi aste yat parapadasminni अविञ्चित्या तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्थस्तु कोटिस्था वत्सर्वसम्पराग्मयो वद्यो रथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गावनं सोऽपि अस्ति यत्परापदास्मिनि अविञ्चित् अविञ्चित्या तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तमहं भजामि. Space is unlimited and the Brahma Samhita suggests, suppose one travels by spacecraft for millions of years at the velocity of wind or even the speed of mind. Everyone knows that the mind is so swift that in even 1/10,000 of the second it can take us millions of miles. If we have seen something millions of miles away, the mind cannot go there immediately. But let me read it again. Space is unlimited. And the Brahma Samhita suggests, suppose if one travels by spacecraft for millions of years at the velocity of wind or even the speed of mind. Everyone knows that the mind is so swift that even in 1,000 of a second it can take us millions of miles away. If we have seen something millions of miles away, the mind can go there immediately. But even if we can travel at the speed on a at that speed on a spacecraft manufactured by Muni Pungavanam, the greatest scientist and most thoughtful man, what will that be perfection? No. Brahma Samhita says, so api asti yat parapadasmi. Brahma Samhita says, so api asti yat parapadasmini avinchitya tatve. Still, this creation will remain inconceivable to our understanding. And Krishna has created all these things. So, how can we study Krishna? If we cannot understand the things Krishna has created, how can we understand Krishna? It is not possible at all. Therefore, the mentality of Vrindavan is the perfect status of mind for devotees. Therefore, the mentality of Vrindavan is the perfect status of mind for devotees. The inhabitants of Vrindavan have no concerns with understanding Krishna. Rather, they want to love Krishna unconditionally. It is not that they think Krishna is God and therefore I love him. In Vrindavan, Krishna does not play as God. He plays there as an ordinary cowherd boy. And although at times he proves that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotees there do not care to know it. Therefore, the mentality of Vrindavan is the perfect status of mind for devotees. The inhabitants of Vrindavan have no concerns with understanding Krishna. Rather, they want to love Krishna unconditionally. It is not that they think Krishna is God, therefore I love him. In Vrindavan, Krishna does not play as God. He plays there to be an ordinary cowherd boy. And although at times he proves that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotees there do not care to know it. Kunti Devi, however, was not an inhabitant of Vrindavan. She was an inhabitant of Hastinapur, which is outside Vrindavan. The devotees outside Vrindavan study how great the inhabitants of Vrindavan are. But the inhabitants of Vrindavan don't care to know how great Krishna is. That is difference between them. So our concern should be simply to love Krishna. The more we love Krishna, the more we shall become perfect. It is not necessary to understand Krishna and how he creates. Krishna simply explained in Bhagavad Gita. We should not try to understand much more. We should not bother very much to know Krishna. That is not possible. We should simply increase our unalloyed love for Krishna. That is perfection of life. So I would have our reading stopped here. Thank you so much for this reading, and I would end our reading here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ji की जय. Srila Rup Goswami तिरुभाव दिवस की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल.